Hey, just checking in. Don't know what to call these exactly. I guess they're vlogs from the front line of mental illness. I don't know what. They're not from the front line of autism exactly. They're other people fighting those wars against the government, against discrimination. I'm just fighting against myself. Hello friends, welcome to Mr. Snayl's Wild Ride. As always, I am Mr. Snayl, and the wild ride is my life so far. So my wife's out of town right now, and has been for some time. I'm not doing so good. Actually, I'm doing pretty badly. You can probably tell because of the change in scenery. Life deals you ups and downs. Being bipolar means the default state is ups and downs, medication or not. One of the shifts in our lives was when my wife had recovered enough to be able to start living some of her own life again. One of the things that has shifted, for so long my life was all about supporting her. I need to relearn how to have a life of my own. The part of that I've discovered that's the hardest, one of the things that she has to do as she's building this new life for herself is travel. Not travel like seeing the sights, but she's out of town occasionally. Sometimes more than occasionally. She's been out of town a lot lately. Now, if she's gone for a short period of time, that's not such a big deal. I get sort of a break from the routine. But if she's gone a lot or she's gone for a long time, I cease being able to function. I'm so barely able to function as it is that's kind of a problem. More and more lately, though, I sink into a very bad place, become far more overwhelmed than usual. I don't know if this started before the summer of 2013 and the change in my mental landscape and the effects that I'm experiencing due to my medications, that I have a hard time trusting my own mind anymore. So as a result, I don't know if things in my wife's absence were as bad as they are now before the breakdown or not. My own feelings of worthlessness and my own inability to focus, to act, so on, certainly are worse than they've ever been. And I've never been a major self-starter, so certainly those things have never been great. So when my wife is here, I'm constantly asking her what her schedule is, and basically molding myself around it. I wonder how much of that is a result of having spent so many years being at the mercy of her schedule to some extent, because my life was all about supporting her. I wonder how much of that is a result of not knowing what to do with myself in the first place, and so I use her own schedule as a starting point somehow, even though what she's doing very rarely involves me directly. But certainly when she's not here, I don't have that to spring off of, and so I wander around the house a lot like a retired old man who doesn't know what to do with himself. I don't know. This past weekend has not been good, and I don't know what to do. A lot of my processor power is consumed by tracking what should not be a big deal. It feels stupid to me. It's embarrassing to have such a problem with these things, because everyone has to deal with it in their own way, in their own lives. I would have hoped by now, in 2014, it's just as astonishing to me that with as long as mental illness has been considered legitimate, recognized as a real thing, that it's still so underground, still so hush-hush in some ways. I certainly don't feel like I can just reach out to anyone I know right now and be treated like what's happening to me is legitimate, as if it were something that it's debatable how much of it I can control. That's all I have for this week. Please like this video if you found it at all useful, interesting, and be sure to subscribe for new videos every Thursday. Usually they're a little more energetic than this one. We'll see you next week. Thanks for tuning in. Fighting against myself. What's wrong, buddy?